Welcome to the new series of productivity talks by the Asian Productivity Organization. I am Ardila Paramaarta, Program Officer in the Multi-Country Program Divisions, and allow me to be your today's moderator. The APO is an intergovernmental organization committed to improving productivity in the Asia-Pacific region. The APO Productivity Talks are a platform for resolving productivity challenges that are addressed by experts, practitioners, and academicians to share the latest knowledge on productivity and its practical applications in various sectors. Before I begin, I would like to thank our audience for following our channel. Please subscribe and share your likes for further updates. You can also leave your comments and questions in the chat box after the session. Our PTalk topic today is Leading Productivity in the Digital Era. It will provide insights on the importance of productivity to increase competitiveness, create opportunities, generate high incomes, and eventually improve the well-being of the people. Meanwhile, it is also important to note that digital technology have played a crucial role on improving productivity and unlocking vast potential to enhance productivity of the organizations. We have invited a distinguished speaker, Dr. Mazrina Mohamed Ibramsah, Deputy Director General of the Malaysia Productivity Corporation, or MPC, to discuss this topic and, of course, share on the MPC's role in leading the productivity movement in Malaysia towards digitalizations, including the prominent initiative and activities carried out by the organization. Welcome, Dr. Mazrina. It is a pleasure to have you today.
Thank you, Mr. Rama and the APO for inviting me to be with all of you today.
Let me share a little of Dr. Mazrina's background. Dr. Mazrina is professional and dedicated project leader with vast experience of managing governance reforms initiative and public sector modernizations programs for different sectors in Malaysia. Dr. Mazrina has been managing various multifunctional process innovations and digitalization projects and initiatives for almost 24 years of services with MPC. Dr. Mazrina completed Doctor of Philosophy with excellent awards, specializing in work efficiency since 2013. Her expertise includes government sectoral reforms, reducing unnecessarily regulatory burdens on business, process improvement, regulatory experimentations, behavioral insights, technology adaptations, and business excellence assessor. Please hold your curiosity and questions. We would like to play a short video of the MPC.
Malaysia Productivity Corporation drives national productivity. Do you know that the economic development of a country is vital for the well-being of the people? Did you know that productivity growth can spur such economic expansion? The Malaysia Productivity Corporation, MPC, a statutory body under the Ministry of International Trade and Industry, has been mandated to ensure increased country productivity and competitiveness. The Malaysia Productivity Blueprint is the primary guide to the effort. MPC actively works with regulators and industry players to assist in formulating quality public policy. The National Policy on Good Regulatory Practice has been launched to produce excellent and effective policies and regulations. A business-friendly environment will boost the country's economy. Through the My Muda program, MPC strengthens the business ecosystem and reduces the unnecessary regulatory burdens. The transparency of regulatory compliance information is also made available through the My Garis Panduan portal. In addition, the unified public consultation platform ensures that all stakeholders have the opportunity to provide input on the rulemaking process. MPC leads the implementation of the Agile regulations. The E10 program in Kulim has successfully accelerated the construction of industrial, commercial, and residential buildings. The IUJKT program has accelerated land conversion in Kedah through digitalization. The success of E10 and IUJKT initiatives have encouraged foreign and domestic investors to start businesses and has created thousands of jobs for the people. 11 Productivity Nexus is the country's critical economic subsectors play a role in increasing productivity through industrial solutions. Various industry challenges have been successfully addressed in collaboration with the public and private sectors. Emphasis is also placed on the adoption of technology, research and development, and effective incentives. Talent is an essential factor in economic growth. Through the Academy in Factory program, the workforce is channeled into more productive sectors and increases employee productivity. The innovation of this program allows employees to learn and add skills while working. MPC also recognizes employees who contribute to increased productivity as productivity champions. MPC has developed a National Behavioral Insights program. MPC also develops the competencies of civil servants in applying behavioral insights and formulating policies. A framework for the implementation of the Behavioral Insights Initiative was successfully produced. Since its inception, improving productivity at the firm level has always been a top plan of MPC. As a result, many successes in transforming firms to more competitive levels have been achieved. More significant efforts, the Productive Enterprises Program and the Productivity in Context, are being implemented to benefit all firms in Malaysia. MPC also actively collaborates with various organizations such as the World Bank, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the Asia Productivity Organization, and the Australian Government Productivity Commission internationally. The good practices of developed countries are implemented in Malaysia. MPC drives national productivity for economic growth and the well-being of the people.
MPC is highly committed to increase productivity of our fellow Malaysians and our beloved country, Malaysia.
As you begin your presentations, Dr. Mazrina, can you please tell us why do you think digital technology is important for productivity?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rama. Thank you. Okay, nowadays, technology and digitalization is no longer an option. It is a must to remain resilient, relevant, and competitive in the ever-changing economic landscape. Digital technologies offers vast potential to enhance the productivity of firms. Why it is important? Because by using digital technology, employee will be able to create more innovation and be more efficient, and it lead to higher productivity. So the businesses will experience first lower average costs. So the consumers will benefit from the lower prices, encouraging higher demand, and the firm can produce more with technology and indirectly will increase in employment. Second, digital technology will improve firm competitiveness and their trade performance. The third one, the businesses will experience higher profits, so it will support the long-term growth of the business. And the fourth one that I can share with you that of course, it will lead to the higher wages. So businesses can afford higher wages to the workers if they are more efficient. And last but not least, the economy will grow and improve the well-being of people. So if we can see from the figure here on the screen, from the Malaysia Productivity Report Forum 2021, it shows that top performing countries in technology performance such as Singapore, Hong Kong, Japan have highly correlated with productivity. Thus, technology is a key factor strongly correlates with productivity. And I personally believe and agree that digital technology is important for productivity. Back to you, Mr. Rama.
Thank you, Dr. Mazrina, for your introductory explanations. I would like to ask about the major determinants of productivity. Would you like to share with us of your views, and could you elaborate it from your experience so far?
All right, thank you, Mr. Rama. Again, I will talk about innovation. Innovation can boost productivity. Organizational innovation and process innovation lead to higher levels of productivity. So, innovation is the enabler for productivity. But nowadays, in the digital era, technology becoming the most popular topic. So technology can be used to implement innovation, but the technology itself does not produce innovation. It can indeed be a helpful and powerful medium or tools for innovation. So, in light of this need, the use of digital technology could be an essential factor to improve productivity. In other words, it is a part of a larger system or technological and organizational change that increases firm level productivity over time. Let us look at Malaysia productivity performance. Productivity in Malaysia grew but at a slow rate for 15 years after major economic downturn in 1998. The 12th Malaysia Plan 2021 to 2025, Malaysia aspired to achieve 3.6% productivity growth by 2025. No doubt, accelerating technology adoption and innovation via boosting digitalization and advanced technology as among the critical policy enablers toward a prosperous, inclusive, and sustainable Malaysia. Okay, if we can see the Malaysia performance in digital technology adoption has been assessed at the International Competitiveness Ranking. The graph has shown Malaysia competitiveness decline ranking including in the area of digital technology adoption. These remain a huge room for improvement in the term of digital adoption for Malaysia. Based on Malaysia Productivity Corporation analysis, 83% of Malaysian SMEs companies still at the level 1 and 2 technology adoption, which is categorized as the conventional and newcomers. This clearly shows that the robust initiative needs to be undertaken to encourage the use of technology and digitalization among companies, especially SMEs. The government of Malaysia long-standing commitment in harnessing the potential of technology for countrywide transformation since 1996, starting from establishing the Multimedia Super Corridor MSC at the first step in this transformation journey. Since then, the government has implemented a wide range of policies and measures to spur technological and digital transformation in Malaysia. A Malaysia Digital Economy Blueprint, My Digital, is imperative in taking Malaysia digital transformation to the next level at par with advanced economies. But the most important things that what I want to share here is the Malaysia Productivity Blueprints. This where Malaysia Productivity Corporation have given the new point of view and mandate along with the digital era. As an agency under Ministry of International Trade and Industry (MITI) Malaysia, MPC is responsible to lead the productivity movement initiative in Malaysia. Thus, under the Malaysia Productivity Blueprint (MPB), which was launched in 2017, productivity improvement is driven holistically from national level, sectoral level, and enterprise level. We focus in the area of talent, technology, and regulation, and the strategy is through private sector driven. At the national level, we look at the national and state policy and regulatory improvement. MPC has been given a new mandate to review the existing regulation that impedes the productivity of the business and become the secretariats of special task force to facilitate business which using the framework of public-private partnership. While at the sectoral level, the strategy is through private sector-driven initiative through the 11 productivity nexus representing 11 economic subsectors such as tourism, retail and F&B, professional services, private healthcare, digital, machinery and equipment, electrical and electronic, chemical, construction, logistic and agri-food. While at the enterprise level, our approach is more on specific project to address the issue of less innovation initiative among businesses, low technology adoption, and inculcate productive mindset among talent to improve productivity. Okay, I think back to you, Rama.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mazrina. I believe that it was an insightful information, noting that the focus to digital technology adaptation is growing. The country expanded the policies related to the digitalizations and technology. It is interesting to know, to know more on the initiative taken by the MPC on these areas. Could you share with us on this matter, please?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rama. I'm glad to share with all of you the latest initiative undertaken by MPC together with the industry in order to boost productivity in the digital era. Maybe I can share it briefly because the time flies very fast. Okay, we have a lot of initiative, but might be some of it I will share some of it. Okay, this is the first initiative. We call it Productivity 1010. The initiative Productivity 1010 will provide to the company a free tools to self-check their readiness to go digital using self-diagnostic tools. And then the company can develop the digital plan or improvement initiative with the help of MPC and industry champion. This is the tool actually we given free to the company. This is our first initiative. Next, okay, this is another initiative that we can share with you. Introduced by MPC, we call it My Reskill IoT program. My Reskill IoT program is the program to assist company in the adoption of Industry 4.0 among the local industry, and to train the industry on IoT knowledge and skill set for the non-coding workforce so that they can remain relevant in the job market, and to support, coach, prepare and enable participating companies to carry out IoT project within their companies. The adaptation of Internet of Things IoT through My Reskill IoT program leads to better monitoring system, thus improving productivity. As of today, there are more than 4,000 companies have participated and benefited from this program. You can see it from your screen. You can see it all over Malaysia, the project. Okay, might be I can brief some or share with you some of the success story from the companies that have gone through all this program. Okay, the first case study is about one of the companies with brief technology to use the real-time data. They use the real-time data to ensure test equipment does not overheat and are well maintained. Remote monitoring can be done with real-time data reflected through dashboard, on-screen and mobile device, reducing the rate for human error. Because with this project, we give the tools to the company, the sensor to the company, so the company can use it for which one is the necessary for the company. So the second one, the second case to the company, the using technology of IoT to monitor temperature and humidity of the incubation room for soybean fermentation process remotely, thus ensuring better environment for the development of soybean and reduce damage rate. So this is also we give the tools. So the company, not only the tools, MPC using the through the technology center, the private sector, they will teach the company and train the company how to use that sensor and how to integrate with their system. And the third and fourth case studies are the company able to develop a visual inspection and identification using technology sensors. But actually, with MyReskill IoT and proof of concept, they have a lot of case study and success story. But today, might be I can share 4 of them. Okay, next initiative is the initiative that we call Industry Forward Readiness Assessment, or RE. This initiative is a comprehensive program to help firms assess their capabilities and readiness to adapt Industry 4.0 technologies and processes, using a predetermined set of indicators to understand their present capabilities and gaps. First, they need to sit for Industry Forward Readiness Assessment by MPC. Then, upon completion, they will be assessed based on the report and to be identified whether they are eligible or not to get the intervention government fund for technology. Okay, so this is the opportunity given for the eligible SMEs company. Okay, next initiative is about Frontiers Assist Vendor. This is the new program that we developed. We are in the midst of experimentation of this program. The program is the Frontier Assist Vendor is to boost firm level productivity and competitiveness through a micro level approach by utilizing the waterfall effect model. Within the program context, the waterfall effect model refer to the transfer and sharing of expertise, experience, knowledge, and related skill from the frontier company to its vendor. The cascading effect and transfer flow strengthen the vendors and build a strong foundation for the franchise company and its cluster of participating vendors. And this program focus on process innovation culture using digital technology. In summary, this program start with identifies the frontier company, then we recognize them as the frontier companies and given them productivity champion award. And then we identify vendors that their vendors actually is targeted vendors for that company. And then we use frontiers to share their best practices, to share their management practices, to share how they develop the innovation culture in their company with the vendors, and we help together the vendors help to implement innovation process at the vendors premises. The project is at the vendors premises, And at the end of the day, after the success of the implementation of the innovation, then we will give and provide productivity champion recognition to the vendors. Okay, this is I can share with you the proof of concept. Let me share with you the proof of concept of the case study of the program that I told you before, the vendor development or Frontier Assist Vendor Program. The implementation of the program at one of the company, SD Micro in Johor, has shown a tremendous achievement. 12 vendors are now able to implement innovation process activities that can reduce their operation cost and enhance work efficiency. Actually, all the vendors are SMEs and they are local companies. And it was recorded that more than 20 innovative solutions were carried out throughout this program with frontiers and vendor. And the success rate is at least 25% improve efficiency. They can improve the efficiency in their processes, and also the total cost saving about 1.2 million in average. Okay, next initiative is about productivity in context. Productivity in context is another new initiative that's in our experimentation stage. The initiative developed by MPC with specific sector of nexus that I shared with you before to boost productivity and competitiveness at the firm level. Productivity in context emphasize continuous process improvement to increase enterprise productivity, performance, and profitability. This program accentuates the role of technology adoption and business digitalization as the mean to optimize the use of resources, increase process of efficiency, and minimize the cost of doing business. The implementation of productivity in context includes first, understanding current situation, current issues, current challenges, and then identifying the area of improvement, then design and implementing to address the identified issue and challenges using technology and digital technologies, and then share it the, when it is a success, when it become a success and it become proof of concept. So we will share it together, the knowledge, the experience, the best practices about this with others company, with others local company, or with others businesses in the same sector or in the same context. Because when we say productivity in context means that specifically for the context of the own businesses. For myself, my context. For yourself, your context. That's what we mean productivity in context. It's customization. Okay, next. This is another big initiative that we call My Muda. My Muda, this is the national level initiative that helps to ease of doing business in Malaysia. This My Muda initiative helps to reduce the bureaucracy issue faced by the businesses. This to assist business from being impacted by unnecessary regulatory burden and helps to lower the cost of doing business caused by such regulation. I may share with you one of the case study you can see from in the picture. One case study in Kedah State where the factory can be constructed and operated only within 10 months, including getting the approval from all the 14 technical agencies. This is the example of the success story by leveraging the technology and innovating the current process. I think I think that's all that that all the I can share with all the initiative. I think we have many more actually, but might be in different session. Back
Okay.
to you, Dr. Rama.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mazrina. Thank you very much for your informations and the presentations. It was useful for sure to learn about the importance of digital technology for productivity and the key initiative of the MPC that have been taken to boost productivity through digitalizations and innovations. We hope that the audience will apply that information in their works. And carry move forward, we are now starting the question and answer sessions. So we have been receiving some of the questions that is addressed to you. And the first pick questions from the audience or the viewers is how the MPC do follow-up action of each initiative that had been conducted. Thank you, Dr. Mazina.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the question, Mr. Rama. Can you share the slide? Okay, thank you. Okay, might be okay, I can share with you because when we want to do follow up action, of course we have the mechanism in MPC, and together with the nexus or with the industry, we have the mechanism. First mechanism, we use the monitoring mechanism using the dashboard. This is what we call dashboard, and we leverage on the digital technology. This dashboard actually we monitor all the process. For example, this is one that we call enterprise productive program, like innovation program, where the frontiers will help the vendors program. This is where how we monitor it. So we can see the numbers of frontier. This is real life, means that life number we can monitor is daily. We have like numbers of company, we have the numbers of vendor involved, we have the number of productivity champion involved there. Then we also monitor it using the project management, that we can also see how they increase the productivity, the average revenue, how they increase, how much they cost saving, how they reduce, how much they reduce their work process, and how much they improve their process efficiency. And another mechanism for another project, actually, if you can see from the slide here, you can see that we have different nexus, agro-food nexus, chemical nexus, digital nexus. We have the mechanism of a we have the governing mechanism. We have the governing committee to govern it, to look into the initiative, to check the progress uh, weekly and monthly. This is one of the governing. This is how we show the mechanism of the governance. And for example, you can see this is the governing committee from agro-food productivity nexus. The champion, of course, from the private sector. And then the committee members, including private sector and public sector. So in the public sector, we include different agencies, that related agencies. We can see also this is, I can show this is another example of champion nexus governing body, governing committee from agro-food and a chemical productivity nexus, and also digital productivity nexus governing committee. Actually, all nexus have this kind of governing committee. So, and all nexus actually have the private sector, inclusive of the private sector and public sector. And we meet every week digitally, means online, and then sometimes we meet it physically, face to face, if needed. So it shows that all the initiative, all the project or program is really follow up action by every nexus, every champion, every technical working group, every week and every month. So we ensure that everything on track. Okay, Mr. Rama, is it I'm answering your question?
Yeah, it's a clear information from you, because I think these questions relates to the monitoring mechanism is very important, uh, because we know we can see that how efficient the initiative that had been taken, so we can see the result by monitoring time to time. And we have also the second questions that have been taken from the viewers also. The questions is, what are the challenges in transforming the established institution to become more innovative and productive in the digital era? And how did you handle these challenges? Back to you, Dr. Mazrina. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Interesting question. Okay. Of course. Of course, we encounter many challenges, but maybe we can share with you, with all of you, some of the challenges. First, mindset. I think many of you aware that mindset. First, because mindset, to be a productive mindset, is not everybody have the same mindset. Many of us actually don't seems like that productivity is important. We don't look as productivity as the important element, because sometimes, because especially businesses, we are focusing on survival mode, especially after the pandemic, post pandemic. Every businesses are moving forward, try to wake up, try to move on, try to survive uh, because of previous pandemic. So businesses are too busy to focus on revenue and generating income. So and the third one, challenges because of the technology, because some of us think technology is so expensive. Because when we talk about technology, when we talk about industry forward, when we talk about IoT, sometimes people think it is too expensive. We have to invest more, we need more money to do that. So and then when we think about technology, sometimes some people are thinking about it is challenges for them because difficult, because new things difficult, and then it's so huge. Is it involve robotic, is it need to involve like high investment? So this is why we come up with another initiative that I shared before. Then another challenges that we have is uh, some institution or some businesses or company, they don't know which tool to use in order to involve in innovation, to do innovation, to do improvement. Which tools they need to use, which is the suitable tools, what to do if their experience cost is too high, so what to do, which is the management tool. Because one of the study, maybe I can share, one of the study by World Bank and EPU in Malaysia is stated why productivity low among businesses in Malaysia. Because one, because less innovation initiative among industry, and second, because of low adaptation of technology, and third one, because the company or businesses sometimes they don't have the new management tools. So this is and all the challenges that is true that we have among the industry or institution. So that's why when MPC develop or create or developing the initiative with the industry, with the certain sector, we are we are addressing all these issues. That's why that I share with you before in the screen or on the slide is about my reskill IoT, my reskill IoT program. That my reskill IoT program actually to address the issue of technology is so expensive. People thinking technology is so expensive, technology is so huge, technology is so difficult. So we starting it. We help them to start with a simple IoT devices, then but very cheap. We train them and ask them to develop from there. So from there, they think, oh, it is so easy to use the technology. It's so easy actually to monitor using IoT. Just monitor from the handphone, from the devices, and actually so they don't afraid of technology. They know that technology is easier and cheaper. Actually, there's many cheaper technology that they can use, but they can improve their productivity. And also I've shared with you before that about productivity in context. This is where to make sure they understand productivity in their context, because when we say about productivity, I shared with you today, because some mindset they don't think that productivity is important, because sometimes because they don't understand what is productivity itself. Might be for manufacturing, they can understand productivity because they can see the output, but for other service sector, how they can measure productivity, how they want to know about productivity, how they want to understand the productivity for them. So that's why when we do productivity in context, we started with the hoteliers, we started with the service sector, because we want them to understand what is the productivity in their context, in the hoteliers context, in the services sector context. Might be okay. Is it okay, Mr. Rama? Is it I'm answering the question? Mr. Rama?
Um, yeah, yeah. Sorry for the glance. So, yeah, yeah. Thank you very much for your explanations and the answer. It is very clear and informative. I think we still have sometimes we still have questions from the audience. And the questions is okay. Would appreciate Dr. Mazina elaborate how digital technologies and productivities drive economic development. How does MPC measure its programs impact on public sector in quantitative measures where most of our stakeholders are interested?
So there's two questions. What does measure? The first question.
I think it is a related one to each other. It is breaking up into two
Elaborate.
chatting. So I think the questions is how
Oh,
does MPC measure its program impact on public sector in quantitative measure where most of the stakeholder are interested in?
thank you
Thank you.
for the
Back to you.
question. Okay, thank you for the question. I think might be before this, I've already shared about mechanism how we measure some of the monitor of all the project. So from the monitoring of all the project, of course, we need to measure the impact. For example, okay, might be I can share with you because the impact or the outcome of the program is not in a short term, it's in a long term. So when we want to measure the impact, we have to look into so many angle, especially when we want to measure productivity. So I think your question about the public sector, is it a productivity impact? So when we want to measure, is it a public sector?
Yeah, yeah. From the questions, I think it relates to the public sector.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, because we when we want to measure the impact, we cannot measure it ourselves. The measure of productivity of the impact, especially all the program we design together, because our program designed together with public sector and private sector. So we want the public sector to come in board, to come on board together with MPC and co-design together with the private sector. When we want to look to measure quantitatively, if qualitative you can listen to the voice of people, a comment. Quantitatively also we can look into the comments. Is no complaint, the complaint becoming less of the public sector services. That's one point. That one point we can measure. Then the others, because who is the stakeholder? The stakeholder, of course, the public. The stakeholder is the industry, the businesses. When for example, we have a program like what we call My Mudah program. We want to ease of doing business for the industry. For My Mudah program, actually, where the stakeholder, the businesses want the public sector to be more efficient. So to reduce bureaucracy among the agencies of the public sector. So what the stakeholder or what the industry or businesses want is the services become faster, cheaper, and easier. So when we design a program or we do some innovation process, we look from the angle of the stakeholder, we look from the angle of businesses, what they want actually. That's why we come out like a program before the how the success story that we show about um, um, the program in Kedah. The factory can operated and can be constructed and can be operated within 10 months, because this is what the businesses want. They want the faster services, the efficient services from the public sector. So another one, we also what we believe and what we focus now is looking from the angle of the public sector, because they are the stakeholder for the public service, because they are the customer for the public service. That they what they want is public service to be more efficient. So that's why that I say before, the challenges is to make the public service servant to understand what is productivity, to make productivity is important in their daily activities. When we talk about productivity is important, means that every day we should improve our process. Every day we should doing better and better. So from that angle, if you can see that productivity, so the productivity of a public service can be more efficient. So this is where the impact we can measure. If there's no complaint, businesses are happy, stakeholders are happy, and the most important thing, our focus should be from the eyes of the stakeholder, from the eyes of businesses, not from the angle of our own public sector angle. So is it okay?
Yes, Dr. Mazrina, I think I could not agree more with you. So, in that context, so we can say that the highest satisfactions of services deliveries to the people. So, I think that's one of the important measures of the quantitative one. So, if we still have some times, and we can pick up one more questions for you. So it relates to the questions relates to the budgeting. How are the fundings and budgets does MPC Does MPC charge the private sectors or companies for the services? If not, where does MPC gets the fundings, which is quite substantial? Back to you, Dr. Mazrina. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for interesting question. Okay, budgeting and funding is a little bit sensitive, but it's okay. Okay, so of course, before this might be MPC are charging the industry. That's 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. But nowadays, our role and function is different. We are expanding our role and function. So, for example, how we show all the initiative and program, that's leads by the industry, leads by the private sector, and that's we don't charge anything to the company. Because, for example, Frontier assist program, Frontier assist vendors program. So this program actually, we are given the advisory. We are given advisory from MPC, but the assistant is from the Frontiers to the vendors company. So of course we don't charge anything to the Frontiers because this is a help for the biggest company. It shows that industry help the industries. And another thing, we have all the nexus there. All the initiative we are using nexus. Nexus means the group, a group of the industry, subsectors industry that helps another industry. So this nexus and champion, we are working together with public sector and private sector to help the industry. And of course, we don't charge anything to the company because we want to inculcate the productivity culture. So we want to inculcate in the productivity culture. If you want to charge them, it means that we are selling. We don't inculcate the productivity culture to them. So that's why we are not charging, but we are using and we are empower industry to help another industry. So if you might be you want to ask some of the operation costs from MPC, might be, or some of the development costs. That one we get it from the government. Of course, the government support to enhance productivity of the country.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mazrina, for the answer. I think that's all the questions that we have in the sessions. And thank you again for your many insights. And do you have any final thoughts for our viewers before we close this P-Talks?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rama, and thank you for all the question, and thank you for listening to me. I really hope that all of us, public sector, private sector, to work together hand in hand in pushing to accelerate innovation using technology and digitalization to boost productivity. Let's prosper together because, as Paul Krugman said, productivity is not everything, but in the long run, it is almost everything. Thank you, Mr. Rama, and thank you, APO.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mazrina. So let's prosper together. So thank you once more, Dr. Mazrina, for joining us today. I'm sure that our audience enjoyed your presentations, and I would like also to thank our viewers and hopes that you all will continue watching the APOP Talks and subscribe the APO YouTube channel. See you in the next sessions, and goodbye for now.